And do you have plans to do something different, or do you plan to just continue with WeWork India? I mean, any more thoughts? Because, like you said, right, the startup ecosystem has now matured.
Yeah.
10 years ago, everyone was like trying to find white spaces, and there were many.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like a lot of the white spaces have been filled,
Yeah.
but there's still so much in terms of opportunity. So, do you think you're gonna be a different kind of entrepreneur 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
100%. I mean, I think I'm very, very, very focused right now, and want to definitely take WeWork to a certain scale, which is very far from where we are right now. But I do see myself, at some point doing or trying to do something outside of this also, something new. And I don't really think that the white spaces are filled. There are, yeah, I mean, if you even just compare to the world, let's say China as an example, the kind of innovation happening there, or in the US, I think we're still a bit behind when it comes to what type of businesses, are really built in India as of right now. We were on this path of like borrowing ideas. WeWork itself is like a thing of that. You just took an idea from some other part of the world,
And
applied
brought it to
it.
India, yeah.
Now you're starting to see nuance, like quick commerce as an example. While it came from food delivery and that entire wave that came, it's very unique to
India.
India.
Yeah.
And I think over and above beyond that, there are opportunities across, I don't know, so many things like technology. I think AI, energy. I think there's just so many parts of like the country that still need to be built, and you'll need people to take risks, and we need risk capital. You need entrepreneurs. You really need entrepreneurship at mass scale. If we need to really get out of or get to China levels, in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
opinion.
True. No.
Yeah.
There's a lot that needs to be done, especially in
Yeah.
terms of, just easing government regulations also, making it
Yeah.
easier for people to build businesses, which is, I think, the whole Inspector Raj that people talk about,
Yeah.
right? That needs to be worked on. So if someone young between the age of 20 and 30 wants to start a business, right? Wants to put some money to work and start something new, where do you see the white spaces now in terms of, I mean, you spoke about the broad areas, energy, technology, etc.,
Yeah.
but particularly anything that stands out for you?
Um, I think, I mean, there's just so much. We're quite ingenious in the way of trying to do things, or being able to do things at lower cost. And really, we tend to think that, oh, because India has 1 billion people, that's my universe. But if I can actually do things that cheap, to me, 8 billion people is the universe. So I would say that whether it's technology, whether it's things like space tech and all of that, where we are really moving forward in doing things a lot cheaper than the rest of the world. I think that's a very unique space. Robotics to me is something that is so nascent. If you combine AI and robotics over a period of time, um, there is so much opportunity there. I mean, our real estate industry itself is the lowest adopter of technology. No one uses any technology within real estate. So,
In fact, I was going to ask you, within real estate,
yeah.
since you have both, you have that vantage point of both the Embassy Group and WeWork India. Within real estate, what kind of opportunities do you see?
I think that there are opportunities around. I think there are opportunities around building tool or systems, SaaS basically for real estate today. Much more AI, AI first. Companies in today in real estate still use old systems like SAP, and where it's very clunky type of systems which don't necessarily fit how dynamic real estate is. They're built for completely separate types of businesses. So I think there's an opportunity to overhaul that entire piece, give operators, developers access to data that's smarter, insights, sales systems, CRMs, all of those things can be really looked at, overhauled, and no one is really, doing that for whatever reason. I think there's construction technology also has a long way to evolve in India. We're still very labor heavy, and that has an implication on quality and everything, that delivery timelines and all of that. So automation there, being able to bring some better systems into construction will allow the entire country to actually maybe grow a lot faster and infra to get spent a lot faster. And then I think the last bit to me is energy, right? And this is something that I've been, sort of looking at a lot more. Um, can you today real estate is really like 1/3 or 40% consumers of all energy, like your buildings and everything that happens within it, HVAC, blah blah blah. There's a huge opportunity to make those self-sustaining type of assets. Can I make a building not reliant on the grid and actually just reliant on itself to both generate, operate, and all of that? So I think there's something within the energy space also that
Wow, that's a
would.
lot actually. That's a lot of food for thought, really.
Yeah.
To think about. And one wonders, right? I mean, if the progress in China in a space like real estate, for example, is so rapid,
Yeah.
what stops India from getting there? I mean,
Yeah. Risk capital to me is one big piece. I mean, today in America, you can raise a, seed check at, I think now recently, like you've heard seed checks of some AI businesses, at billions of dollars, but even few 100 million or even 50, 60 million, 100 million, that's not that common in India. Like VCs are not as willing to take big bets on entrepreneurs' ideas yet. I mean, we've not seen it, and it's still all very. It's US funds and global funds. It's not like Indian capital, people who have made money in India trying to really bet big on Indian
why
entrepreneurs.
do you think that is?
I think we're just generally more conservative,
Risk
Yeah,
averse.
we're more risk averse, we're much more conservative, and it's some mentality shift that needs to change. Where need to be more long term, have a much more long term view, in my opinion.
It was a very interesting conversation, Karan. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for stopping by and speaking to us. All the best with your business. And this show is called The Money Mindset. So we always ask people what money means to them.
Yes.
And same question to you. What does money mean to you?
Money to me is it's freedom. It means that, when you have it, not only are you able to just do what you want, but you can also help a lot of people along the way. So I think it's freedom. Like that would be the ultimate. I think that's everyone's kind of ultimate chase, right? Is to just be able to do what they want and not have to answer to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you so much for coming down to Bombay and doing this with
Yeah.
us, and all the best.
No, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.